With the week rolling, I'm all happy you're spending part of Wednesday with CNN 10. I'm Carl Zeus, and CNN Center. It's always good to see you. Election results are from Canada. The nation incumbent Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is set to serve another 4 years term in office, but election results for him are mixed bag. In the vote that was held on Monday, Prime Minister Trudeau's political party, the Liberal Party, won enough seats for him to stay in power as Prime Minister. But the party lost its majority in Parliament. It needs to have 170 seats for that. And though the Liberal won 184 seats in the last election, won 157 in this one. Canada's Conservative Party, the main opponent of Cerebral, gained seat in the election, winning 121 of them, but that too is short of the majority. So for Prime Minister Trudeau's party to pass any major legislation, it'll have to get support from other smaller parties within Parliament. So compromise will have to factor into that, and by many accounts, including one by Prime Minister Trudeau, his election was a divisive one for Canada. The nation shares the border with only one other country, the United States. Ahead of Canada's election, former US President Barack Obama endorsed Prime Minister Trudeau, and after it, current US President Donald Trump congratulated Trudeau on his victory. Up next, a settlement worth hundreds of millions of dollars related to America's opioid epidemic. A trial is set to begin this week. The plaintiffs were two counties in Ohio, and defendants were pharmaceutical companies. The counties accused the drug distributors of not doing enough to make sure that the orders they filled were going to people that needed them and not to the black market. The companies were also accused of ignoring signs there was problem concerning opioid in Northeast Ohio. Hours before the trial began, the four companies agreed to a settlement worth $216 million. They said they strongly disputed the county's accusation, but they believe settling the trial will be an important step toward court achieving a global resolution and delivering meaningful relief. They also said they expected the settlement money would be used to fight the opioid epidemic by treating the rehabilitating people who abused the drugs. This was one legal case concerning the opioid epidemic. There are more than 2,700 other like it awaiting trial. The problem is widespread across America. Between 1999 and 2017, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control says almost 400,000 people died from overdosing on opioid. That includes prescription and illegal drugs. Sometimes gnawing receptors in the brain, increasing your chance in an overdose, was an important victory for America. There were four Japanese aircraft carriers destroyed in the Battle of Midway, and within the past week, the remains of two of them have been located by a team of deep sea explorers. The Kaga was found last Wednesday, and the Akagi was found on Sunday. That shipwreck rests more than 17,000 feet beneath the surface of the Pacific. It's located about 1,300 miles northwest of Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and historians says both of these carriers participated in the attacks on Pearl Harbor. The Akagi was sunk on June 5, 1942. It was reported detected by an autonomous underwater vehicle which took sonar imagery of the site and matched them with the dimensions of the lost Japanese warship. A U.S. naval historian says, unlike land or ocean battles, reap nothing we can see on surface. So finding these shipwrecks gave historians a new perspective on the Battle of Midway. The pastor of Canada Chapel Missionary Baptist Church did not like farming when he was a kid. Reverend Richard Joyner was the son of sharecropper. He was the last thing he wanted when he grew up was work in the fields. But as an adult, the work that Joyner thought he hated has turned into something he loves. It made a CNN hero back in 2016 and has helped to improve his community of just under 300 people in Canada, North Carolina. Nadia and was Richard 40. As relevant all the while, all the by 8 is there. Fantasy Fest Zombie Bike Ride is a part of 10-day festival that takes place every year. There's a lot of makeup, a lot of creativity into this, and not much space, so you can get a good gander at the 11,000 undead people who participated. And there's no place there other zombie. Now it might not look too rare, but it is too wild. A zombie, a bicycle eclipse, a light of the living dead. For some it's killer, for others it's thriller. And haters can just twist up, and zombies say you'll go home to another zombie land. I'm Carl Zeus for CNN 10.